welcome to today's Lunch and Learn Wednesdays. I'm Leona, your host, and we will be talking about conversion rate optimization. So, first things first, I just want you to welcome. I hope you welcome you, and I hope that you got a nice little lunch with you that you can enjoy during our half hour together. So, what we've been doing is covering really conversion rate optimization, which is so key to helping us to become more profitable with our business. Okay. And so while we are working to drive traffic and improve, traffic to our website, one of the key things for us to do is also to be focused on increasing our conversion rate. And what we say is that the more that we increase our conversion rate, it will also improve our return on investment. So that's one of the focuses there. And then we like to think that we will kind of get more and spend less. Okay. So that's kind of our key focus when it comes to the reasons why we're focusing on improving our conversion rates. And then we are using Microsoft Clarity. If you have not already installed Microsoft Clarity, please do so. It will be your way to improve your conversion rates and look at your data. And we're going to be working to read that data. So I'm very excited to be able to do that with you today. Um, all right. So we have, let's see here, we have a couple people in here. I know I see. Hello, hello. And so what we said is we're going to be using Microsoft Clarity. Uh, if you have Microsoft Clarity already installed, great. If you have not, then please go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that we can take a look at Microsoft Clarity. And let me see here. I will turn off my banners. All right. So with Microsoft Clarity, we have access to some data that we can begin to look at. And so I'm going to sign into one of my accounts here. And I'll even use my site here, Sassy Cheetah. And so the first things that we want to talk about is benchmarking. Okay, I think that's where we left off last week, which really just making sure we know how to benchmark our site. And we went over that you can look at your data. I prefer to look at 30 days worth of data. That way you can take a look and see kind of how your site is performing. Gives you gives you a lot more people to take a look at. And so we have this this data, and we also have benchmarks which are also available on StreamYard, on Clarity. Let me see here, Microsoft Clarity. Let me pull it up on a different tab real quick for you, where I'm not actually logged in. You can see it. So when you come to Microsoft Clarity under resources, there is a website benchmarks. Okay. And when you're using website benchmarks, you can select the type of store that you have. But if you're using shopping, please, if you're selling online, then I want you to select shopping. Okay. And these are just going to be the benchmarks that you can use, and you can track kind of where your website is against other people who are doing e-commerce. For the purpose of really like using Clarity, the one thing that I find the easiest to start working with is Rage Clicks, Dead Clicks, and Quickbacks. Okay, so you can benchmark yourself against those areas. And see if you have any issues that need to be resolved. So here you can see, let me switch over here. Here you can see I have 0% rage clicks, excessive scrolling. I have 4% quickbacks and 7% dead clicks. So dead clicks over 6% would be above the benchmark, 6.47. And quickbacks if it's over 7.21. So my quickbacks look really good. So that's good. And then I have some dead clicks that are a little bit above the benchmark. Okay, so that's what we're going to be working on. I'm going to come back here and just ask, did anybody have a chance to install that? Um, and were you able to install Microsoft Clarity and take a look at yours? I see Candy. Hi, Candy. She says that she, let me see here. Candy said hers is 13.63. So can you clarify what you mean 13.63? Is that your rage, your dead clicks, or your quickbacks? So I understand kind of what you're talking about when you say it's up. Okay, dead clicks. So she said it's dead clicks. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about what you can do. I'm going to look at my dead clicks, and that'll help you, Candy, and others to understand how to do that. Okay. So let me jump in there. Let's see here. All right. So I'm coming over and I'm going to take a look here. The first thing is I have dead clicks and it says recordings, right? We don't want to just sit and watch recordings, but when you click on this recordings, what it does is it adds a segment that now says dead clicks. Yes. Okay. Whoops. Let me log back in here. So let me do that again so we all saw it. So if you're on your page and you have the last 30 days and you're on your dashboard, there is, and let's say you want to look at dead clicks, then it says recordings. And so from the recordings, you can click on that. And what that does is it puts a segment up at the top that is dead clicks, yes, meaning show me only recordings that have dead clicks. Okay. Now, when we say that, we're not still not going to look at recordings. Okay, we're going to now jump to the heat map, but we have our segment applied. Okay, so now I'm at the heat maps and I'm saying show me the last 30 days, and then I'm going to pick my top page that has the most traffic. Okay, I could probably open it up because I don't push a lot of traffic yet. Let me see here. I'll just put customized and I'll pick up here and come up. You can have more data. Nothing's wrong with more. Okay, so there you can see, okay, so it says my home page is my page with the most data. So now we're just going to talk specifically on how to look at these dead clicks. Okay. And so again, I'm on the home page for my site and you can see here dead clicks. Yes. Okay. And then it says, you can see here the different areas of the site that people click on. And what we want to see is when people are clicking, but they're not really, it's not going anywhere. They're clicking on things that are not really buttons. Okay. So what that usually means is that there is something in your site that is creating confusion. So we want to find out what that is. Okay. And so I can tell even just by looking at this, right? Like this is not areas that are clickable. This is not clickable. It's a headline. So we know that that's happening. This is content. It's not clickable. Okay. So I can see that. I don't need this, but it will definitely. So what we want to do is first identify. So we're going to take one little step back and we're going to talk about conversion rate optimization and the process. Okay. So I'm going to come back here and all right. So when we talk about conversion rate optimization and kind of what we're doing right now, this is called observing or observations. Okay. And the process is you want to observe an issue that's going on the site. Once you observe it, then you create some ideas on how to solve the problem that's occurring on the site. Then from there, you're going to create hypotheses of what will happen if you take one of your ideas and apply it. Okay. And then you create an A/B test. Okay. So that is the process for conversion rate optimization. And and then you measure the results. So maybe you'll say, over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to measure the results and see if there's any improvements. Okay. So, all right. So I'm going to go back to Microsoft Clarity here. And we're here on the site. And what we're really looking for is to understand where, so I think Candy asked, what is a dead click? And a dead click is just a click that didn't go anywhere, right? So our goal with conversion rate optimization is to ensure that people are seeing the most important information and they're clicking on the most important links on the site, and there is no confusion. So dead clicks is essentially confusion. There's confusion as to that something was clickable when it's not. And when you're looking at data and you're seeing a fair amount of people clicking, like this here pretty much means that, hey, that's not just one person. Okay. If you have one click, and that's fine. Some people click and they didn't realize they clicked. But when you see continual clicking going on something that's not clickable, then that means it's something that you probably need to look at. Okay. So, and that will help you to lower your dead clicks. So there are things on the left-hand side which show you the different elements that people are clicking on. And that allows you to see what percentage are going. And again, it's ranked by most clicks, but then we also have our filter on for dead clicks. Okay. So here we're going to say, okay, 48, let me see what this is, number one. So where is number 111? Let me see here. Number one, oh, it says it's not visible on this element. So it must be a drop down or something. Okay. So let's see here, a menu link. Okay. So my packages and pricing has many clicks there. And then you can actually watch the recordings to see how people are interacting. So that's when you watch the recordings. Okay. Is really just to see once you have this, let's see if I can. Nope. Wait, let's see if this loads up or not, because this is saying there's no dead clicks on my menu link, which is good because I definitely don't want that. But you can see, like here, I'll click this one because, again, what we want is no recordings found. Like that's not an issue. It gets the most clicks, but there's no issues, right? So, so that's good too. All right, but we do know when I looked. That there is an issue on my on the copy on my homepage. Now I have this lovely thing here. Let's see here. So not menu link. It says best. Let me see. Best meet our team. These are links, packages. The best Google Ads agency. Okay, so the question I have is, why do I have 7 people who click? That's 1% of all clicks that was on my site. You know, why are they clicking on an area of the site that's not clickable? Okay, so let me see if I can, let's turn that off here. All right, so if we look here, let's see if I can get this to go. Okay, I don't know why I have this little pop-up thing now. That wasn't there before, driving me crazy. So it is now. Okay, so the purpose though is to identify where you have things clicking. And now I have this thing that's happening here. So let me see if I can, maybe have to pick a different page. Let's see. Oh, I had a bigger time frame. That's what it was. So, there we go. Let's see if that makes it go away. Homepage, try again. No, it just keeps coming back. Okay. So, but we know that we saw that I have some clicks here, and unfortunately, it's just not going to let me do that. But we know I saw that here before this pop-up shows up. So to me, maybe people want to know, if I'm saying I'm the best Google Ads agency for small businesses, maybe they're expecting that there's going to be a link a link to that helps to maybe compare me to other agencies or something of that nature. So I think that, if you don't want people to click, then you need to make sure that, that you're using ways for them to identify what's clickable, right? So highlighting text, making sure it's, a different color, it stands out. So if they think that there's clickable things, then we know that we're sending the wrong message. I also saw over here on my copy that people thought you could click there too, and so I was going to go to the website, and let me see here, show this tab instead, but people were clicking here. Okay. And so maybe I don't have links, but maybe I could have links, right? So I think that is something that you can consider, is that people are like, oh, I want to learn about Lunch and Learn Wednesdays. Okay. But there's no link. So they're thinking maybe they could, or maybe they want to know more about my experience or things like that, or who I've worked with, but there's no links. So these are the kinds of things that we want to use clarity to identify so we can figure out what we want to do. Okay. So I would say that I could resolve one issue where people continually keep clicking here and place a link um, to my Facebook Lunch and Learn so they can sign up. So the way that this would work is, my observation is, we're going to do one observation. My observation is that people are clicking on the Lunch and Learn Wednesdays on my homepage with the expectation to learn more about what it is. However, they can't get anywhere. So my idea is to place a link there that would lower my dead clicks, because they would actually have a link to go learn more about it, even though it will take them off my site. I'm okay with that. Or I could even put a page on my site so I wouldn't take them away. And then from there, I would. The hypothesis is that I would decrease my dead clicks if I increase that link, and I would get more traffic going to learn about my Lunch and Learn Wednesdays. Okay. Now, then from there, you would be able to, from there, we would say, okay, I'm going to run a test. Okay. And that would be like an A/B test where 50% of the people would see the old version and 50% would see the new. Okay. Now, if you don't have a lot of traffic, then you may need to run it for a longer period of time, because you do need some statistical significance when it comes to the percentage of people who click. But our goal would be to find out if placing that link improved our customer experience by giving them more to look at. So I could make a decision if I want to send them to my Facebook page or to a new page on my site, to keep them on my site, right? But the goal would be to stop getting people to click on things that aren't clickable and get them moving forward into my site. Okay. So I'm going to build a test. Now we're going to talk about the software that you can use, because we want to be able to A/B split test, but we need to have software that allows us to do that, because what you're going to do is send 50% of your traffic to the original version and 50% to the new version. Okay. Now, if you can, if you're running like traffic ads, you can create a copy of your your homepage, and then send them there. Although I think it would be very difficult on Shopify. So it would be very difficult to do that. So what we're talking about is using some A/B split software, or A/B split testing software, that will allow us to carry such a thing out. Okay. So we'll talk about some options that we can do that with. Now, before we get too far here, I see Candy asked a question. And so let's see here. What is the average link clicks when people come to our site? So as far as link clicks, so I think you have I don't think there is an average as far as link clicks. So you have the access to the benchmarking, right? And the benchmarking will allow you to kind of see. I'm going to paste the link here to get to the benchmarking. But basically, you can benchmark what number of link clicks a specific link is getting, and then you can work to try to improve that. Okay. So for example, let's say you are looking at your data. I'll go to mine. Let's see here. Let me share my tab here. Okay, so for example, let's say I'm going to go back to my dashboard, or I'm going to clear off here. Let's get here. Go to my heat maps, and I have a heat map for my, let's see, conversion rate mini class. Okay, so I'm just starting to do a little bit of advertising there and get some traffic there. But the goal is obviously to have people fill out the form, right? And so I can see that 30% here is putting in their information as far as their first name, and then only 3% is actually putting in their email. So, and the email is required, and then 11% is clicking. So, clicking on the sign up today. So, what we want to do here is we would say, okay, you can one see how many people are doing the action that you want, and then you can make adjustments to see if you can improve it. So, if the goal of this page, and you should always know what the goal of the page is, the goal of the page is to get as many people to sign up as possible, right? And so it's saying about 11% click on this, which that's fine. But we have a lot of people who are filling out their first name and not then their email. So for me, my hypothesis would be that I would remove the first name option and just see what would happen if 50% of the people saw just the email and the other 50% saw the first name and the email, and to see if I could improve the number of signups because I'm requiring less information at the sign up. So my hypothesis would be I believe that I could increase the number of signups if I removed this obstacle of having to fill in two boxes, right? And then you can measure because you can write down, what your percentage of clicks or link clicks or people completing it is, and then you can measure after a period of time against your A/B split test. You can see if that is getting an increase of the goal that you're trying to reach there. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And now we're going to talk about. All right, so we're going to talk about the next software, which we have a couple of options for A/B split testing. Okay, so the thing with A/B split testing is you really need some software that is not hard to use because the harder it is, you need software that's easy to use and easy to actually implement and read. Okay, so I can help you with the reading part, but we need to find something that's super easy. Okay, so I am going to share my screen again here. I have, here we go. Okay. So we're going to just take a look at the results of, we're going to take a look at the results of the options that are available for us. Okay. So we're going to view this here. And now one of the, I'm not sure if everybody else has this, but this is the new Google, what happens when you Google things and you get to see the AI that's in there. So that I definitely love to see the new search results, so what it's going to look like. But the Optimizely is one of the leading A/B split testing software that marketers use. Okay, and it is fairly easy to use. It is a little bit more expensive, so that is one option. And it does allow you to do the A/B split testing. It would be easy to implement with Shopify. I would be curious to see if Shopify has some A/B split testing options that are built right in to the app. If you know of that at all, feel free to share that with me. VWO is fairly easy to implement. I actually have VWO installed um, on my site as well, just kind of getting used to it. Let me see if I have just kind of getting used to looking at the information and building the test. They do have a 30-day. They do have a 30-day trial that you can use. And then they do offer A/B split testing, multivariate, and split URL. And then they do have where you can also see your heat maps and stuff like that in here. And but the cost of this one, it looks like it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But you can keep it free. I think once this expires, the trial offer expires, they do have options as long as you're under a certain number of page views or viewers per month. They'll still let you use it for free. So I'm going to see about that. I speak to a rep next week because I just feel like testing should be available for everyone. Google Optimize was an option, and then they're sunsetting it, so we won't have that option anymore. So Optimizely, VWO, and then there is one. This one here, that's not it one. The other one that I liked when before, it was called Personyze, Personyze, and I'll show it to you. And Personyze, actually, they do have up to, I think, up to 5,000 page views. You can use it to do some A/B split testing and see how people react to your site. But they do have this free option here. And as long as your site gets less than 5,000 monthly page views, you can use that. You can also kind of get around that by only using it for by installing it on or running your tests, which would be like a 2-week period, making the decision, and then you can install the code site wide, right? But really, we're really just trying to complete the test so that we can make a decision and then move forward. So I'm thinking about us maybe using Personyze for the next step. So I do want you all to take a look. Yeah, it is. And I can't. Candy said that jump is high from free to paid. It is high, and many of them are, and that's because they do offer so much more than just the actual. They offer personalization and other things. So, but yeah, I've used this software before with an enterprise level customer, and have definitely loved all the things that it has. This one here, see, they all jump, but at the end of the day, we need to have something that we can do our testing in. So let me see the plans. I thought they didn't share their pricing. Yeah, I don't think they do. So I'm going to, I think what we're going to end up doing is using Personyze with the goal of using it just for the testing, and unless I can find something that is cheaper. So I'll also look and see if we have something that's available on Shopify that we could use. Okay. So for this week, you want to make sure that you're doing your benchmarking, and then I want you to begin looking at and trying to create one hypothesis. Okay, so I want you to look at your Microsoft Clarity. I want you to look at your Microsoft Clarity dashboard. I want you to open up the time frame so that you have enough data. Then I want you to try to go look at your benchmarks for dead clicks, quickbacks, and rage clicks, and see if you have anything that is above the above the benchmark. And then I want you to then start to use the heat maps to identify what people could be doing that is confusing or clicking on the wrong things. Okay. So you'll use your heat map and view pages that you can actually identify reasons why that's happening. Right. And then next week, we'll start to talk about building a test. Okay. So let me just look and see. Oh, it is 12:30. Candy asked if I could show you how to get to the benchmarks again. And the benchmarks are available right on the Clarity homepage, but I'll put this little link here. If you are logged out of Clarity and you go to the resources tab at the top, it says website benchmarks. So you would just click resources and website benchmarks. That will get you to where you want to be. Okay. All right. So anything else? Any other questions? Otherwise, we are all done for this week, and we will get together next week, and we will be trying to actually implement a test after you guys create your hypotheses. Feel free to post any questions or anywhere you get stumped into our group. We have our Facebook group, and you can go there, post any questions if you have any problems. And then also, I'm happy to take a look at anything if you have any issues with finding out what your best hypothesis would be. Okay. All right. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great day, rest of your day.